So our case summary is about a loss of a child in the family. Diana Perez, she's 29 years old, Hispanic. She's married to Ed, and she's having problems coping with the loss of an unborn child and difficulty understanding and communicating with the spouse regarding loss. Her mom did share with her that she had a miscarriage as well, first pregnancy, and so that created a lot of anxiety for Diana, and then it happened as well for her, and so it's been a process to deal with that. And since their loss, she's been having a hard time communicating and feeling like Ed might be over it already. And so that's where we could begin the script.
Okay. So Diana and Ed, last time we got together, I asked both of you to identify some past losses. So who would like to go first?
I can go. Honestly, the loss of the baby is the first loss that I've had. And so I feel like my mom and I have been really close. But since she told me about the miscarriage, I feel not really connected to her, and I've been feeling really distant and confused. And it's been really hard dealing a lot with the loss. I don't know how to really get over it or move through.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I really haven't talked to my mom that much, and it's feeling really weird. You know?
Okay. So I want to make sure that I'm clear about what I'm hearing from you. And so it sounds like you want to, in a sense, not have any dealings with your mother, or you want to bypass or avoid her, so that you don't have to remember your own loss. And I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly.
Yeah, I'm not trying to avoid my mom because I really love her. It's just, yeah, I'm really tired, and I don't want to talk about it too much.
Okay. Okay. Diana, thank you so much for giving us your narrative. Ed, what about you?
Well, I mean, before sharing any of my past losses, I do want to say that I've noticed Diana often just kind of like self-sabotages herself in many instances. And she even tells me that she thinks I'm going to leave her, even though we have a good relationship and I love her immensely.
Ed, how long have you been thinking that I'm self-sabotaging?
Oh, okay. So hold on. Okay, so Diana, you do believe, or you disagree? You disagree that you self-sabotage, or?
It's a really harsh word.
I mean, Diana, like even before we began attempting to expand our family, you'd say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to carry a baby because my mom said that in our family we always miscarry. And like to me, like that's just another example of how you kind of self-sabotage.
I just feel so overwhelmed, and I just want to disconnect. I even just stopped talking to my sister. She's pregnant. It reminds me too much of what I've gone through.
Okay. So Diana, I totally understand, and I have assessed that this is a difficult instance for you. And at times it seems that you're very avoidant to situations that tend to bubble up the emotions of the loss that you took. Being around your sister, and I'm just reflecting to you that being around your sister appears to be a direct reminder of what happened to you. Diana, you expressed that you don't think that Ed cares as much as you do. Ed, what do you feel that you have done in regards to helping you all as a couple? I know that you know, the man typically tends to be the leader of the home, and you know, ultimately this is your family dynamic. So please tell me how you feel like you have helped.
Well, I've done I've done everything I can to help as a couple. I mean, I take care of her in the best way that I know possible, like working extra hard to prepare for the possibility of having a baby. So that means like working harder at work and providing for us financially. I don't know how else I can show her how much I care.
So who would you say has modeled this for you?
Well, I mean, my dad took care of my family like this. I mean, that's like, isn't that how a man is supposed to take care of his wife? I mean, and I guess he really stepped up caring for us in that way, even more so after my mom passed away. I mean, it was like he worked extra hard after she passed. And it was kind of just an example for us, but he always provided for us, and I felt cared for in that way.
So Ed, what I'm interpreting is that it sounds like feelings of loss were not really talked about in your family. And perhaps you had avoidant situations in your own family. Do you see yourself doing something similar now with the loss of your own current child? That's time.
Should I keep going? I do. Seeing Diana sad about the loss of our baby has been hard because I'm not over it. I don't say anything because I don't know what to say, I don't want to make it worse.
Okay. So you're worried it sounds like you're worried that you won't be able to provide your wife with what she needs right now. So you just avoid it altogether.
I didn't realize that Ed felt this way, and that was avoiding, like I have been.
Okay, so look, during this session from both of you, what I've gotten is that you both are being avoidant to each other's grief. Like, it's like y'all see grief in the room and y'all walk the other way from one another. Y'all are coping, which means you guys are saying, hey, we can, we're just here and we're just moving right along. But you guys are not dealing with the elephant in the room, which is what you feel. And y'all aren't dealing with anything. It's going to be very important for both of you to allow yourselves to honestly and truly feel what you feel. Diana, that may look like you being mad some days. Ed, that may look like you just not having the answers and you feeling your own grief of, the burden of that your wife was, lost the baby. And that is okay. I don't want you guys to beat yourselves up because grief it has no particular face that it is supposed to look like. It's sometimes all over the place. And I think you guys have taken the correct steps in getting into therapy. So the minute either of you continues to mask what you guys are feeling, it's defeating the whole purpose of the healing. So it's almost as if you guys are backtracking and you guys aren't getting anywhere.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about what Ed goes through, more sharing on his part.
Yeah, I mean, I want to work on sharing more.
Okay. So for the next session, I would like for each of you to take note on what you're feeling as you grieve and kind of share it with each other. So when we follow back up, I'd like to talk about the feelings of grief that you all experience from this session to the next session. I'd like to talk about that. So journal it, put it in your phone, do something that will allow us to process it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.